Join DraftKings along with VSiN, Dan Lebitard, and friends from Meadowlark Media as we reveal the betting lines live as the matchups unfold.
Join us Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern for Line Drop, the bracket.
All right, Matt, which forward is a must-play in your opinion?
I don't think there's too many yet, but we do have a ton of injury news today. And the situation I'm looking at is the Dallas Mavericks, where Dorian Finney-Smith in particular is questionable, which means that Maxi Kleber and Reggie Bullock, who are $3,700 and $4,200 respectively, possibly even Davis Bertans at $3,100. I think any of those three forwards, Kleber is probably the one that I'm most interested in. It's just a really good matchup against the Houston Rockets. We didn't talk about Luka Doncic with guards, but of course he's definitely someone who you always have to consider. But the Rockets defense has been one of the worst in the NBA throughout the year. And if the Mavericks end up shorthanded tonight, two things happen. We get a reduced chance of blowout on the one hand, and we also get more minutes for the core players on the other hand. So I just think that there's reason to consider all of these players, but it's definitely worth keeping an eye out for this injury update from the Mavericks.
All right, Jeff, what do you think?
I'm going with Kyle Kuzma at 8,800. Kuzma, he had a subpar outing in his last game, only scoring just over 30 fantasy points. But prior to that, he had scored 47 plus in 5 straight games, including a pair of 60-point performances, which gives me confidence in his ability to bounce back. He's also been one of the Wizards who's seen an expanded usage rate ever since Bradley Beal was ruled out for the year and Spencer Dinwiddie was traded to Dallas. Hasn't dipped under 25% in 6 games, and the Lakers ranked 25th in DraftKings fantasy points allowed to power forward. So pay up for Kuzma in his revenge game, I guess.
All right, Garion, what do we think?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Wendell Carter Jr. He's $7,400, which I think in a vacuum is already too cheap. Carter's been playing much better than his price tag for about 2 months now, and maybe just not getting the respect because he plays for the Orlando Magic. But this is a game that certainly earns having the highest implied point total on the slate tonight. You go back across the last 15 games, it is the Minnesota Timberwolves who rank first in pace and the Orlando Magic who rank second in pace. And there's actually a pretty sizable gap between first, second, and third in those rankings. So this is going to be a track meet, and Carter Jr. going back to January 30th, so a pretty decent sample size, is averaging 1.22 DraftKings points per minute played. So I just think he's underpriced to begin with, and when you factor in the environment, he should definitely be over 8K. So there's a lot of value baked in here.